The heavens were his kingdom, and his name will be synonymous with power and enigma. In this episode, you will immerse yourself in the enigmatic world of Amado Carrillo Fuentes, Lord of the Skies, from his meteoric rise to the mysteries surrounding his death. This story will leave you wondering what is true and what is legend. Welcome to Revealing the Mafia, Chapter 1, The First Steps in Drug Trafficking. Amado Carrillo Fuentes, known as Lord of the Skies, was born on December 17, 1956, in Navolato, Sinaloa, Mexico. From an early age, Carrillo Fuentes exhibited a monstrous inclination toward the world of drug trafficking. He grew up in an environment where organized crime held a strong appeal due to the influence of powerful cartels in his region. Drug trafficking had become deeply rooted in the culture and economy of Sinaloa. Amado Carrillo was no exception. He began his first steps in the criminal world as a hitman and drug driver for the Guadalajara cartel, one of the most powerful criminal organizations in Mexico at the time. The Guadalajara cartel, led by Rafael Caro Quintero, Ernesto Fonseca Carrillo, and Miguel Ángel Felix Gallardo, was a formidable entity in the drug trafficking business. It controlled vast drug trafficking networks that stretched from South America to the United States, and Carrillo Fuentes found himself in the middle of this massive operation. His initial role as a drug driver involved transporting shipments of marijuana and cocaine through clandestine routes that crisscrossed the country. Chapter 2, Rise to Power. Amado Carrillo Fuentes proved to be an exceptionally cunning and ambitious individual as he gained experience in the drug trafficking world. He quickly rose through the ranks of the Guadalajara cartel. His intelligence, negotiation skills, and audacity made him stand out among his peers and superiors. However, the 1980s brought a period of turbulence in the world of drug trafficking in Mexico. Internal conflicts and violent clashes between the leaders of the different cartels unleashed a struggle for control and power in the lucrative drug business. One of the most critical moments was the death of Rafael Caro Quintero, one of the main leaders of the Guadalajara cartel. This tragedy marked the beginning of a new era in Mexican organized crime. Amado Carrillo Fuentes not only had rivals in the world of drug trafficking, but also strategic allies. One of his most notorious allies was Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, leader of the Sinaloa cartel. For a time, Carrillo Fuentes and El Chapo maintained a close relationship. An alliance called the Golden Triangle Alliance allowed them to control much of the drug trafficking in Mexico. However, this alliance collapsed due to internal disputes and the refusal of El Chapo Guzman to pay a tax for using the Juarez cartel's trafficking routes. Chapter 3, The Fleet of Aircraft and the Nickname. One of the most notorious aspects of Amado Carrillo Fuentes' strategy was the acquisition of an impressive fleet of aircraft. This set of aircraft included jumbo jets, private jets, and other aerial vehicles that they used to transport drugs. Carrillo Fuentes' air fleet became a crucial element of his drug trafficking empire. The use of aircraft for drug transport earned him the nickname Lord of the Skies. This air fleet allowed him to move large quantities of cocaine from South America, especially Colombia, to Mexico and the United States. The clandestine routes and the remote airports were an integral part of his operation, and Carrillo Fuentes proved to be a master of evading authorities. This fleet not only allowed him to efficiently control drug trafficking, but also gave him an aura of power and wealth unmatched in the world of drug trafficking. Chapter 4, Juarez Cartel Domination. Music. As the 1990s progressed, Amado Carrillo Fuentes consolidated his control over the Juarez cartel, one of the most influential and powerful cartels in Mexico. Carrillo Fuentes not only became the cartel's leader, but also took control of drug trafficking routes to the United States. His strategic alliance with Colombian drug traffickers like Pablo Escobar catapulted him to the top of the international drug trafficking world, while Escobar produced large quantities of cocaine. In Colombia, Carrillo Fuentes was in charge of purchasing and distributing it throughout the American continent. The Juarez cartel, under Carrillo Fuentes' leadership, became an unstoppable entity. It is estimated that during his time as leader, the cartel earned between $200 and $300 million per week, and a significant portion of that money was used to bribe authorities and government officials. This strategy ensured the organization's protection and impunity, in addition to its rivalry with other cartels. Amado Carrillo Fuentes also had powerful enemies within the drug trafficking world. Among them were the leaders of rival cartels, such as the Tijuana cartel and the Gulf cartel. Territorial disputes and competition for control of trafficking routes led to violent clashes and murders. Chapter 5. Plastic Surgery and Evading the Law. One of Amado Carrillo Fuentes' most notorious tactics was his ability to evade authorities and keep his identity secret. He underwent multiple plastic surgeries in an effort to change his appearance and avoid being recognized by law enforcement. These surgeries became part of his image and allowed him to escape capture networks on several occasions. However, these operations also made him more vulnerable. The constant search for a new face led him to take significant medical risks, and his health deteriorated. Chapter 6. The Mysterious Death and His Legacy. Amado Carrillo Fuentes' life came to an abrupt end on July 4, 1997. It was reported that he underwent further plastic surgery in a desperate attempt to alter his appearance and avoid capture during Operation Carrillo Fuentes. He suffered medical complications and died in a Mexico City hospital. News of his death unleashed a wave of speculation and conspiracy theories. Some believed his death had been planned by rivals within the drug trafficking world, while others maintained that he had managed to escape and fake his own death. The truth behind his death remains a mystery. Despite his passing, the legacy of El Señor de los Cielos lives on in the history of organized crime in Mexico. His ability to build a drug trafficking empire leads authorities to question him. Of fascination and debate, his influence on drug trafficking in North America has left an indelible mark on the history of crime. His figure continues to inspire books, films, and series that chronicle his life and exploits in the world of drug trafficking. We have finished this brief history. If you want more content, click the subscribe button, activate the bell, and hit like. See you in the next video.